Tor Garadon serves as a captain of the Imperial Fist chapter during the era Indomitus. Recruited from the moon of Jupiter, Callisto, Tor Garadon would be born into a wealthy family keen to allow his induction into the Adeptus Astartes. Attributed with a blunt and stubborn nature, the boy ill-suited to the life of an aristocratic noble would thrive among the ranks of the Emperor's angels. Gaining dozens of commendations for his service as a battle brother of the Third Company, despite his plaudits, Garadon would never seek nor accept promotions to become an officer of the chapter, even when offered such roles. Stoic, quiet, and gifted with a quick mind for strategy, Garadon's aptitude as a commander would be noted during the Third Company's stranding upon the world of Nosfer behind the lines of enemy Necrons. Cut off from chapter command for 2 Nosferan weeks, the 60 Astartes of the company would combat the forces of the Magister Zanganeb's Canoptex host. With the death of Captain Opara, Garadon would temporarily assume command and give terse accounts of his after-action reports. Noting his hidden talents as a commander, Captain Julius Vogan would take Garadon under his wing as junior battle brother to test and nurture his abilities. Rising to the ranks of the prestigious First Company for his deeds as a warrior, Tor Garadon would grow a bond of great friendship with his mentor Vogan, as his mentorship had honed his own abilities and service to the chapter. Rejoining the Third Company as a veteran sergeant, Garadon would fight alongside his friend once again for several years, until Captain Vogan would die in battle. During the ill-fated assault of Taladorn, led by First Captain Dianoth Lysander, Garadon would defy his superior's orders, and in doing so prevent disastrous losses among the Third Company. Petitioning aid from cousin chapters of the Adeptus Astartes, Garadon's actions would prevent further losses incurred by the Imperial Fists made by Lysander's brash orders. An intense disdain would be fueled between Lysander and Garadon, yet Tor Garadon would not be shy in venting his frustrations with his superior's arrogance. Chapter Master Vladimir Pugh would demote Lysander to become the new captain of the Third Company, forcing the embittered Astartes to overcome their differences by proximity in battle and command. Serving alongside venerated heroes of several Astartes chapters, such as Cato Sicarius of the Ultramarines and Erasmus Tycho of the Blood Angels, Tor Garadon's repute as a warrior and ally would be far-reaching and respected among the ranks of the Adeptus Astartes. Reconciling his dislike for Lysander through appreciation of his qualities as a warrior with continued campaigns of the Third Company, the two would form a warrior's bond of respect, if not what could be described as a friendship. Succeeding elements of command of the Third Company to Garadon for several campaigns, the two would work together to rebuild the Sentinels of Terror to their former glory until Lysander would once again resume command of the vaunted First Company. Unanimously voted as the new captain of the Third Company, a new era would begin with Tor Garadon as the leader of the Sentinels of Terror. The longest-serving captain of the Third Company, Garadon has interpreted the wisdom and teachings of his Primarch to their violent applicable conclusion, leading to his redeployment to lead the Second Company for a time, to impart his skills unto the Scions of Redemption. Once a company teetering on the precipice of extinction, the Sentinels of Terror for 3 decades would fight alongside the First Company and lay waste to the foes of the Imperium through peerless joint campaigns. Yet during the disastrous siege of Hydra Caudatus, the Third Company would be annihilated with the absence of their venerated captain. Transferring the veterans of the Crusade of Thunder to repopulate the Third Company, for years Tor Garadon would remain on the Imperial Fist's flagship, Phalanx, and once again rebuild the Third Company as its returned leader. Assaulted by the Iron Warrior Warsmith, Shon Tu, Tor Garadon would defend his chapter's ancient fortress monastery with only a fraction of his company's former might. Saved by the intervention of the mysterious Legion of the Damned during the defense of the Phalanx, despite their harrying by the forces of chaos, Tor Garadon would not sit idly by whilst his peers of the remaining Imperial Fist companies waged crusades across the stars. Aiding the relief effort of Cadia during Abaddon the Despoiler's 13th Black Crusade, the Phalanx, while commanded by Garadon, would aid the Space Wolves' boarding action of the Blackstone Fortress, Will of Eternity, leading to its deactivation. However, with Abaddon's intervention, the Black Legion fleet would ram the Blackstone Fortress to collide with the surface of Cadia and begin its death knell. Rescuing as many survivors from the fall of Cadia as possible, Tor Garadon would return to Holy Terra and begin his quest to grow ever stronger to face the foes of the Imperium. Calming the political tension caused in the wake of the sack of the Lion's Gate by the forces of Chaos, Tor Garadon would work closely with the Custodian Shield Captain, Valerian, and the mysterious Adeptus Astartes chapter, the Minotaurs. Preventing the coup of the Hexarchy of former and jaded members of the High Lords of Terra, for his efforts in proximity to the Throne World, Tor Garadon would undergo the procedure to become a Primaris Space Marine, crossing the Rubicon Primaris and surviving his surgery procedures. Now one of only a few Imperial Fists veterans, predating the birth of the Great Rift, the Cicatrix Maledictum, Tor Garadon leads his third company to this day as their indomitable and imposing leader. Clashing with the Iron Hands Master of the Forge, Malkan Theros, during the Battle of Zaladin, for their refusal to allow for civilians to be evacuated from the planet before the retrieval of the Iron Hands artifact, the Brimstone Heart, which had now been repurposed to fuel the planet's shield generators. With the intervention of the Raven Guard chapter master, Kavan Shrike, the Brimstone Heart would detonate to remove the source of the conflict between the two chapters and ensure the combined might of the Imperial Fists, Iron Hands, and Raven Guard would effectively combat the Orc War rampant across the planet. Currently stationed within the Bastior subsector, Tor Garadon combats the Tyranid High Fleet of Leviathan during the Fourth Tyrannic War. His mastery of battlefield tactics and unyielding duty to defend humanity, a boon for the forces currently embattled with the Xenos menace.